Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element.
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstanding. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use... When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear it is things of this nature that I also hear from within you.
As crazy as all that sounds,
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements, and not to mention your incredibly complex scent.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell! It's weird!
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities? Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learned to channel elemental energy?
It's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods, and the visions that... However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. Now then, let's test your skills.
Cool it!
Leave it all to me.
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite! Freeze! Don't push your luck! Dodge this! Cool it! What's the... This one will be frozen and...
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Let's light it up! Steady as stone. Teamwork is dreamwork!
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even... Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks... Please, save your thanks. If anything, the world is a truly mysterious place.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision. My apologies for allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways. So that's what you're curious about? As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently... Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these? Not to mention, with no new Electro-visions having been granted for such a long time, It would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on...
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within... It goes without saying that the people locked within...
Sounds a lot like something the god...
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answer. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that...
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together. Very well. Let's go.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash. We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the two finalists... Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. She strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of her name...
Wow!
I've been waiting for... I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the... But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant... he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? Apologies, everyone just sit tight. We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just...
Wait a moment. Something doesn't... Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler, come...
Let me see. It's gone all right.
Huh? Did somebody steal it?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand is not a... The culprit has only... The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it.
Well, if you insist. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to...
If you would, please come with me.
But we're on an...
Come with me. I can sense the winds are... The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues. The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Everybody stand back!
I got careless.
Let's light it up! Let's light it up!
You up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me!
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision! Or, if I could activate this one, then—
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear— In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist. Name—
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine! Fine! I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters.
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about— Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention— I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you— After all I went through to get it? I think not. I know an empty threat when I hear— Fine. But you'd better mean it.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're not serious, are—
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa, whoa! We don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Yeah, let's light it up! Let's light it up!
I'll have my revenge, eventually.
No, no. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willing—
No need for that.
Huh? Paimon doesn't get it!
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibility. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes, I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see.
The vision didn't seem to—
I see. So you are also no matter. This was expected.
Yeah, what's the story behind this?
The story begins with an old friend. He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. a solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha!
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned. Do not let my feelings, but thank you.
Huh? Did Beto leave already?
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what... If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not...
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, but the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will... In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the...
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the... In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel...
Paimon believes you'll find a way for
Thank you. May but one final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may...